Hey, what's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent, and let's talk about some MMO drama, I guess. Some YouTube drama, I guess content creator drama, a little bit. No, I'm not the one who's starting it this time, for once in my life. No, but I'm gonna take a side here, obviously, because it's my personal YouTube channel, and we talk about personal things such as video games and our enjoyment of those video games. It's all very personal. So when people are, they complain about personal opinions on like a critic's channel, that's so weird, that's so bogus, that's why you go to their channel in the first place. Anyways, that's my color. So I actually made a friend. So at the Bless event, oh yeah, a lot of juicy drama with that, wasn't there? But at the Bless event, I met somebody named It's Ziz, and he was a fantastic guy. He actually ended up paying for my dinner. He called me daddy one moment. That was something on stream. A couple hundred people heard that. That was interesting. Anyways, no, this guy was actually fun. He was a riot. And yeah, that is my personal bias. I did like this guy in person. And we are talking about It's Ziz just a little bit because I see a lot of content creators leaving little tiny, smirky little comments under his video, like, oh man, I can't really support this, or yikes, or something like that. And you know what, all those content creators that are saying that were like partnered content creators, or they're people that are just very commercial. I don't really agree with that. I don't really agree with just doing YouTube for commercial gain, despite it being like, hey guys, please Patreon, please donate, please love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm there too. I understand it's a job at the same time. But no, still, like, we're supposed to be content creators, supposed to make cool content. It's entertaining, sure. You don't have to be a reviewer, but I'm just saying, when people go to a reviewer's channel, which is a very opinion-based, very, like, I think It's is a very passionate person, and go to his channel and then kind of reprimand him for doing that, I think that's messed up. Even if he's in the wrong, fuck it. I think it's fun. Let him have his opinions and his emotions. But I'm gonna talk specifically actually about what kind of irritates me from not It's Ziz, but from what he's actually attacking in the responses from Ashes of Creation. So if you don't know, Ashes of Creation has been going under a lot of drama basically all of its life, and It's Ziz, specifically as a content creator, focuses on a lot of these new MMOs, but specifically these Kickstarter MMOs. He talks about Crowfall, Ashes of Creation, and I'm sure there's gonna be more that he's gonna actually partake in, because he actually buys these games. He's got a big boy job, he's got money, he can just do YouTube and just throw out his opinion and just have fun, which is amazing, and he can afford to buy into these games and support these games. But also that gives him the right to heavily criticize their development all the way through. And yeah, sometimes, he gets part on to these content creator partnerships. Me and him were part of Bless before they kicked everyone out. And just recently he got kicked out of the Ashes of Creation content creator program. Basically, he did a podcast and effectively, like, he just sabotaged his, content creator career with Ashes of Creation, at least. And you know what? I've been there a lot. Like, basically every single partnership that I've ever had, I have sabotaged it. And the only ones I haven't are ones that were, I think, enlightened. They realize, oh, you're a reviewer, that's your thing. Okay, we'll let you make content on our game. You can continue to say whatever you want. Those are the best games. Those are the coolest games. Oh yeah, much love to New World. I'm actually flying over to Irvine, California, and I will be covering that and streaming that. So thank you so much, New World. Oh my God, you guys are awesome. But anyways, so being a content creator, it's a fine line to walk, because basically you're an influencer. That's what it says on my LinkedIn. That's what it says on my resume. Every YouTuber, that's what we say. We're influencers. We're not really critics or game journalists. We're influencers. Basically, we tell you what you should and shouldn't play, and games want us to be partners so that we promote it. So whenever you're not promoting it and talking shit about a game, of course you're gonna get kicked out. I think it kind of sucks, because in this specific situation, Ashes of Creation was a kickstarted, crowd-funded MMO, and it is obviously doing some shady shit. So the main criticisms right now that everyone has is that they have a Battle Royale game mode. And that obviously they kind of jumped on a trend. It wasn't too hard to make it. Obviously, not much effort was really put into it, but they do have a cash shop. And so that's what we want to kind of lay out here. So I'm gonna show you a quick little screenshot here from It Says' video of a screenshot from his Discord. But basically, Steven responded saying that, all right, basically, yeah, you've been kicked from the CC program due to this podcast, and it's from these specific bullet points that they have here. So basically, It's Ziz said that they are not making an MMO. Now, obviously, they are making an MMO, but kind of not, because we don't actually know really what they're doing. That'd be like saying, H1Z1 followed through and totally didn't completely focus on Battle Royale, you know? That'd be like, you know, with Fortnite, same thing. With a number of other games, Life is Feudal also separated itself into 3 games. Despite being an early access game that was supposed to fund just an MMO, they ended up selling you 3 games. So this has precedent. A lot of these games, especially crowdfunded games, do some fucky shit that, you know, they can say all they want, they can show all they want. Oh, and especially, you know, with Ashes of Creation, what they show is not the reality. I swear to God, I have to slap everybody that comes into my comments and people are like, you're so rude, you can't take criticism, Sky. No, motherfucker, you guys don't understand. You guys don't understand. I'm not getting information incorrect. I'm just assuming that what we're seeing on screen is not going to be the reality. Have you not played Atlas? Hopefully not. Have you not played No Man's Sky? Hopefully not. Bless? Yeah, no. Again and again and again and again, we are shown. I've even literally played some of these games before their release, and everything seems hunky-dory. So even sometimes when you're fucking playing the games, it's not even the reality of how it actually turns out. So let me just say that to all the newbie people coming into the MMO genre or the, you know, this online games as a service genres, my dudes, this is some shady shit. So anyways, he said that they're not making an MMO. Frankly, I think that's fair. Then next he said that they have not been working on the MMO. Again, I think that kind of goes with the same point. I think that's fair because obviously they're putting some resources, they're putting some time into the BR, and I think it's an exaggerated statement, so I didn't actually watch the podcast, but just saying just the flat bullet points, honestly, I think it's fair. I think it's totally like very clear, and we've seen with other games that it's entirely possible that they're barely working on the MMO, or they might be going off in whatever direction they can to make as much money as possible, which is not, see right here, it's the MMO. Is this really the MMO that we were promised, that we funded as, you know, crowdfunders, that we made come to life? Is this the MMO? I don't know if it's the MMO. Obviously, they're making a game, and it's, you know, there might be an MMO with something like a battle royale, and then maybe they'll like do this other like, you know, squad battle esport thing, fucking MOBA. Who knows? That's the thing, is at this point, the game's credibility is just completely ripped asunder. Next bullet point, the 18th was not the, this is what actually made me make the video. So basically, Itziz said that it was the actual launch of the Battle Royale. Like, oh my god, boom, this is the launch of the Battle Royale. Okay, so here's the thing. Technically, it wasn't. The 18th was not the official launch of Apocalypse, but here we go. That was just the beta for Apocalypse, but here we go. This is some fire from me, guys. So I've made a couple of rant videos talking about this specifically, but we gotta reiterate because nobody watches those. But basically, you guys know, like, I mean, I went to school for game design, but I'm pretty sure fucking everybody knows this, right? Whenever a game goes from alpha to beta to gold, you know that's just the developers saying whatever they want, right? Like there's no fucking like government legislator, like there's no law or anything that specifically dictates when a game is alpha, beta, or gold. In fact, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have been playing $60 AAA games, you know, Fallout 76, that are totally like in alpha. You know, like, to me personally, and this is gonna sound cruel, but here, this is what I'm saying. The moment that a game sells itself, it is no longer early access, it is no longer beta. Now that might seem unfair because there's crowdfunding, you can buy in founders packs, and there are technically early access games where you're buying early access. That is true, but the moment, okay, that a game has an in-game cash shop and has additive, you know, surplus income like double dipping, triple dipping. This is triple dipping. You're crowdfunding, and then you're selling founders packs and things like that, and then you have a cash shop inside of your supposed beta test for that's supposed to be just a test for the MMO. So this shit is like onions, man. It's got layers and layers of scumminess, I think, in my opinion. Which it's all just icinged up just enough so that fanboys can kind of make sense of it, which it kind of does. You know, it's like, okay, it's a test for some features that will eventually make it to the MMO, but really, you're gonna have a battle pass, you're gonna have a cash shop in your beta test for a beta test. It's a beta test of a beta test of an MMO. No, fuck you. To me, I consider it launch. That's all I'm saying. You put a cash shop in your game, it's launched. You know, the second like Fortnite put in cosmetics, boom, it's launched. The second Paladins started selling the loot boxes and stuff, boom, you're launched, right? Whenever a game sells itself, that is technically gold. And you can say, well, early access, it's not released yet, you're buying in early. you know, that's a gray area, but I'm just saying you still have full consumer rights to actually refund it. You have the full rights to review it and criticize it. You can do that on most platforms like Steam, Amazon. You can straight up review a game. You can do that whenever. Whenever a developer releases its game to the public to make money, you are released. I don't care what you say. But then again, that's a very opinionated stance. But then again, that's all we're doing on YouTube. It's just opinions. We're just critics. Everyone's a critic, okay? And that's just what we're doing. Next, the final bullet point, it says they have shown no key systems, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't watch every podcast. I don't watch all the content for Ashes of Creation. But again, that's gonna I'm gonna reiterate what I said earlier, is what you see on the screen now, and oh my god, especially if you've been following Ashes of Creation, the combat system totally changed. A lot of content of this game totally changed. So showing key systems that will actually really be in the game, you know, that's just all for debate, to be honest. So again, this is an opinion by It's Ziz that you know, maybe I don't specifically share exactly like the harshness of it. I love the harshness though, I do. I appreciate it. I love that tonality. I love the aggression. Say it, man. Preach it. The gospel. But some people are gonna feel like it's inaccurate. Some people are gonna feel that it doesn't match. But then again, nobody actually knows. Even the developers don't actually know what the fuck they are doing. So yeah. Anyways, it says actually later on, it says, additionally, your disposition with the project and the company was hostile and extremely negative. Obviously, you know, if that's gonna happen, yeah, you're gonna get dropped from the content creator program. However, you know, that's a thing though, is that it's a crowdfunded game, and It's Ziz is one of the most hypest, most honestly jolly and positive people I've ever met. And so, yeah, there is some bias with that. Then again, people would say I'm hype as hell too sometimes, and other times they'll say I am dagger-toothed. That's okay. But, you know what? I just feel like when it comes to specifically crowdfunded games that you've already taken money from, you know, you're already making money, and you have all these monetization schemes already with a game that's being built supposedly for the community, I think you should have your community members be allowed to be a little bit more vocal about things that are obviously have sinister undertones, like obviously have some potential to be skewed as scummy, and maybe you should take, like, even if It Ziz had misinformation, if It Ziz was confused in some way, even if, like, his emotions are a little bit aggressive, you should be taking not his words literally, but kind of, like, metaphorically, like, okay, why does he feel this way? Somebody who's followed the game all these, you know, for all these years, or I guess, you know, for all this time, and so sincerely and so seriously, why is this person feeling this way? I wonder how just random people feel. Maybe our marketing isn't that great. Maybe we're not being very faithful. You know, maybe there's not really a proper, accurate depiction of our game, a cohesive image of our game. Maybe overall, it just seems like possibly we're selling our game in an incredibly scummy and multi-tiered way, you know, layers like an onion, that it's making it very hard for people to really distinguish what the real game's going to be, which is how this misinformation comes out in the first place. So I think that really Ashes of Creation should own the fuck up to a lot of videos are gonna come out just like this. So I know myself, I'm very disappointed with Ashes of Creation, despite, like, I go through waves of like, okay, I'm super hyped, then I'm like, I'm really disappointed. Then I'm really hyped, and then I'm really disappointed, because it seems like they're just going in a bunch of different directions that randomly wibble wobble, like, every day. It's different. And so, you know, whether this is misinformation or whether it is accurate or not, it doesn't matter. The fact remains is that Ashes of Creation, what the fuck is this game even going to be eventually? You can say one thing, you can show something now, but historically with this game and many other similar games, similar development cycles, dude, nobody can trust you. Even, obviously, your own content creators. So yeah. And now it says, content creators may express disagreements and opinions about anything they want, but this was a bit over the edge, and frankly, quite disappointing. That's what they said. That's what they said in the end, and maybe it was, but the thing is, I mean, oh, sure, as a content creator, I guess you're supposed to sound professional, but unless they're paying you, you know, unless they're actually giving you money, which most of the time these partnerships don't, but I don't know the actual ins and outs, because obviously I didn't get in, I almost never get partnerships. You can probably imagine why. But yeah, I mean, it is fair. It's fair they kicked him out. I'm not here to defending him why he shouldn't be kicked out. I'm just saying I'm actually really responding to the backlash. His video's getting a lot of dislikes because obviously his video's only being shared with Ashes of Creation fanatics. and people like me who just keep up with gaming. So he's probably going to sit at about 50-50 likes and dislikes, probably more on dislikes. I know that feeling. And I just want to say I'm disappointed with a lot of other content creators who are responding negatively to It's Ziz, somebody who is doing probably some of the most pure and produced content. And I just think overall a good guy, you know, on YouTube that has some harsh words, but I think sometimes, you know, debatable with the accuracy. Sometimes those harsh words and that color and that fire, that needs to be propagated. That needs to be, you know, sent out, not shunned, in my opinion. And so a lot of fanatics are going to hate this video. They're going to hate that video. But I did just want to address this specific genre because in a lot of ways, at the same time, I kind of springboarded it and it really attached to a lot of things that I wanted to talk about as well, such as my fear that the game is not going in the direction that it was originally supposed to go in. And that's not entirely a bad thing if it's with the crowd vocality, if it's with the community, but it seems like they're really just latching onto the whales, to the fanatics of the game, not really the full scopage of their entire community, which they're going to need to keep the hype alive. But I honestly feel like Ashley Creation, you're kind of just being money grubby. You know, like everything you've done has told me that this is mostly a cash grab, which will produce a game. It might even be a good game, but I don't know if it's going to be the game that we want, and it's not the dream game that it was supposed to be. Anyways, so It's Ziz, somebody who bit into the hype, who literally loved this game and lived this game, now is being bitten by that community. And I think that's just kind of a tragedy when I thought his points maybe harsh, maybe too much, maybe too exponentially aggressive. Regardless, I don't know. I think maybe they should have been said. Somebody needs to say something. Somebody's got to be the villain. Hey, and for once, it's not me. That's pretty cool. Anyways, guys, I want to know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. I know a lot of you guys agree with me in most ways because of the footage we showed of what happened with the Battle Royale. We can see that the development is not all hunky-dory A-okay, definitely. But It's Ziz, did he go too far? Is Ashes of Creation, you know, how is it turning out for you? Yeah, just let me hear your voice now. Anyways, keep the hype alive. My name's Skylent, and I'll see you again next time.